guys, so on today's video I'm going to talk about weaning. I'm going to share with you how to make a weaning table for your 6-month-old baby. Also, I'm going to share with you some of the tips that you might be consider even before starting to introduce your baby to that food. And also watch till the end, for I'm going to share pro tips about mistakes that you should avoid when you start weaning, because there are a lot of mistakes we always make, but unknowingly, maybe sometimes, especially for first time moms. So I'm also going to share about the mistakes that you really should watch out when starting your baby on weaning. So make sure you watch till the end. And if you're new here, I'm Betty. I make videos on motherhood, cleaning, cooking, anything in between. So make sure you subscribe if you're not, if the first time here, and if you're a returning subscriber, thank you for staying tuned. Well, let's just get right into it. You've already introduced your baby to food, solids. Well, there are a couple of things that you really need to consider while you've started them on solids. Otherwise, your baby will have trouble to adapt and onto changes, because that's a change in their body and in their system. So there are things that you really need to consider. First thing that you already ought to consider is introduce single food at a time. What do I mean? If you are introducing, let's say, fruits, let's say you can do pawpaw today, see how it reacts on them, then tomorrow introduce another food, see how it reacts. That really helps to even track the allergies and all. So make sure you start food one at a go. Don't mix food for the first time, like you mix maybe pawpaw, you mix mango, you mix banana. Just do a single food at a time, be it food, be it fruit. Make sure you introduce the foods one at a go. Second thing that you always need to do is to encourage them to eat the food. Just encourage them to eat that food. Use your mother touch. Put your motherly touch on it. It's going to go in well. And something else that you already need to consider is allow them to play with that food. I know at this particular point, anything they touch goes into their mouth. Well, don't stop that. Just let them enjoy their food. Let them play with it. Because as I've just said, everything they touch at the moment goes straight into their mouth. So let them just have that time, let them enjoy that. So you can't forget about breastfeeding. You can't stop breastfeeding. I know by now you know that you're not supposed to give your baby any water. Or there's a doctor who kind of told me that you can introduce water but add some glucose in it, warm water. Well, but many or lots of doctors say that you should not actually introduce the water to the baby. So you have to maintain breastfeeding at least till they're 1 year, or whichever you prefer. Whether you're pumping or whether you're breastfeeding, maintain breastfeeding. Immediately after feeding them, just let them breastfeed. Just let them breastfeed for the longest time as possible. There are moms who even breastfeed their kids up to 3-4 years. I don't know how they do it, but you really don't need to stop breastfeeding immediately the kids start feeding. Also, you've got to be patient. You're introducing something new to their system. It's going to take time for them to adapt. So be patient. If they refuse a certain food, just try again, see if they like for me, I introduced avocado and he doesn't really like it. He just doesn't love it. Other fruits, but avocado is just one fruit that he doesn't love. But you see, avocado is a fruit that has lots of oil that are very essential for his body. So I ought to try, and unless it gives him another bad reaction, it doesn't, meaning I can try again and again. So try, give them, just be patient. Find a way you can work around everything else, and it's going to work out. That being said, so let's go ahead and make that baby weaning table. But before we do that, I might as well mention some of the things before making that table. One, you need to consider which type of food that you're giving to your baby. You need to give your baby healthy foods, and I mean food that have got less of carbohydrate or no carbohydrates, which carbohydrates are very hard to avoid when you're starting your kid with weaning. But don't be those moms who give their kids like potatoes, bananas, pumpkins. That's lots of carbohydrate. You need to consider healthy fats, healthy vegetables. Those are going to go very well with your baby. And also fruits, so you can decide if you're going to start with fruits like I did, then later food. Yeah, I find fruits very easy when you're starting the baby on solids, because purees are very fruit purees are very easy, they're sweet, the baby is going to really enjoy them. But and like food, yeah, you really have to find out a lot. So for me, fruits at least for that 6 months, then I start incorporating the foods slowly. So here are types of healthy vegetables. By healthy vegetables, I mean vegetables that are easily digestible and are of high nutrients to the health of the baby and even you yourself. If you consume them, they are very nice one. I'm going to talk about broccoli, I'm going to talk about butternut squash, I'm going to talk about green beans, I'm going to talk about cauliflower, I'm going to talk about peas, I'm going to talk about sweet potatoes. Those are some of the vegetables. Wow, the airplane is passing. Those are some of the vegetables that when you start your baby on, you're going to have a very healthy baby. You'll have a very balanced diet. Those are some of the vegetables that can easily be digested in your baby's body. So avoid these bananas, potatoes. Just try as much as possible to avoid them. These are some of the vegetables that are highly recommended, that even if you give a baby for a day, it's going to be so well on them. Also, we have healthy fats, something like um, liver is so nice for the baby. We have full liver, even for yourself, liver is so nice. Also we have full fat yogurt. By full fat yogurt, I mean the yogurt that's homemade. I don't mean the supermarket yogurt. Make sure you try as much as possible. If you want to give your baby yogurt, try make it at home, because that way you can control everything in that yogurt. Remember, baby is not supposed to have any sugar. You're not supposed to add any honey or sugar to the baby, because they're trying to find their taste around everything. Yeah, you don't want to destroy their gut. So when you're making that yogurt, don't add anything. It's okay the way it is. It's fat. Also with the foods that you prepare, don't add any salt. It's not so good. So another thing that's very highly with fat and that's very good for the baby's health is an avocado. My baby doesn't love avocado, I don't know why, but I keep on trying and trying and trying. I hope he's going to love them eventually, because it's very good for the body. But avocados are so nice. Sesame oil, olive oil, coconut oil, these are very healthy oils for the baby, and they really do help a lot. And if you can't cook with this, try as much as possible not to even add any oil in that food, unless they are these that I've just mentioned. Okay, those are things that you need to consider. Those are some of the things that you're going, even if you give your baby, you really are going to love it, because your baby is not going to have any problem. And also something else that I've been doing, I've been boiling the fish, fresh fish, and then give the soup to the baby. So if you can make soup at home, even for the meat, goat, whatever animal, make sure you don't add salt on it. Just, it's going to be so good for your baby's health. It's so nice because it's homemade. You can control everything around it. So yeah, those are some of the food. And also, if you've started your baby and you made a mistake, you've realized that if you just go to their diaper, you change their diaper, you realize if you give them something that's not so good with their body, it comes out as it was eaten. This is because their body is so weak at the moment that it can't hold on to very hard things. Therefore, they come out as they were eaten. The baby's body is still developing, therefore it cannot digest everything. That's why there's some guidelines on what you give your baby. So make sure, as much as you want to incorporate everything, don't try everything. For me, maybe I'll advise you the way I do it. I always start with fruits alone, purees, then later on I start incorporating food slowly by slowly, because this way I find it easy for the baby to adapt, because fruits are very easy and they are good. They can't harm the baby unless the fruit is bad, but in rare cases fruits affect baby. So yeah, so while starting this, just make sure you introduce these foods slowly by slowly. Therefore, you can track your baby's allergies and all. But I'm hoping your baby by right now doesn't have any allergies. Yeah. So yeah, start the food slowly by slowly, bits by bits, see how it goes, and then if anything happens, you can also always consult with the pediatrician. Again, you don't have to follow everything that I'm saying. If you're not contented, you can visit your pediatrician. Let them just, your pediatrician or nutritionist, let them guide you through this. But I'm just saying from my own experience and what is working and actually what works. Even if you consult all over, this just works like magic because these are healthy foods. So let's go ahead and make that food timetable. So let's make this timetable together. Yeah, I have this piece of book. I decided to do this with you. Yeah, either we have been doing it, but I decided to show my fellow moms. So let's start with Monday. So this is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Yeah, so I always feed my child. Let me turn this so that you can see it clearly. Hope you're seeing it clearly. So I always feed them midday and evening. Yeah, hope you can see this clearly. So these are days of the week. Then I feed him twice. At least this is a table for like five to 6 months. This works for 5 to 6 months. Yeah, because after 6 months you start incorporating now something else. It has to be like 3 meals a day, but for 5 months and 6 months, this is how I do it, or this is how it's preferred. And then somebody else will ask, why 5 months? If your baby, I did a video on how to know if your baby is ready to be started on weaning. If you've not watched, make sure you just go and check it out. And as for me, I consulted with my doctor and she felt it's okay for me to start my baby on at 5 months. Yeah, I started him at 5.5 months on purees, fruits only. And then now that he's 6 months, this is what I've been doing to him. So on Monday, we said we're going to only focus on healthy vegetables, healthy fats. Yeah, so with that being said, this is how I usually do it. So in the morning, let's add the morning for the purpose. So I always breastfeed. It goes all the way. I always breastfeed in the morning. I always breastfeed, but sometimes I always give him a yolk of egg. Yeah, just because sometimes when you're having egg, that is, but if you're not having any egg, I don't give him. So midday I always give we said healthy fruits only. I always do puree, so pawpaw, and then Tuesday I do a banana, and then Wednesday I do avocado, and then on Friday, on Thursday I do banana again. Right now it's not mango season, so I don't do lots of it. Then watermelon, and then if you notice, well, I'm doing a lot of pawpaw because my baby really does love pawpaw. But if you prefer any other fruits rather than these ones, you can always make them. Yeah, you can always give them. It just preferred with what you like or you prefer. Also, in between these days, I always give egg, especially the days I'm doing banana. Egg yolk. Yeah, this is during the midday. And for the days that I do avocado, I always give some soup. So like the other day I gave fish soup. You can even give beef soup. It just have to be what you normally do or cook at home. Yeah, now I hope it is clear. Yeah, so again, and then evening, this is where everything happens. Now this is where the big deal is, because I'm always out of out of means on what I'm going to cook, because again we said we're doing only healthy vegetables. So sweet potatoes, and spinach I just pureed, and egg yolk. That's on Monday. Yeah, on Tuesday I always do like carrot, broccoli, liver. That's on Tuesday. Yeah, Wednesday butternut. We go for this one, enjoys spinach, and then fish. Yeah, Wednesday. And then Thursday I do lots of carrot, beans, and then carrot and beans and beef. You realize these are all healthy vegetables. Yeah, so you have to make sure it has a protein and a vegetable. So at this point, yeah. And then the other day I did, you do lentils. Lentils are very healthy for your baby. If you notice, lentils are always expensive because they're way nutritious for your babies and even for yourself. That's why it's so expensive even in the market. So I do lentils, I do spinach, I do carrot, and I do beef liver. Yeah, this is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Then on Saturday it was always cheat day at my end. But yeah, we do sweet potato, we do spinach, and we do carrot. I also do fish. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Sunday is remaining. Also Sunday at some point is a cheat day for me. So yeah, in the evening we always do lots and lots of, you will realize in this I have a lot of fish and all. So I do chicken as a protein, and then I do a slice, again I said a slice of potato, but if you can do away with this potato, even better, which I might do actually, or I should do. Yeah, peas, potato. I think I might exchange this. Actually, we are going healthy, so no more potatoes. We can do lots of butternut, so butternut, chicken, peas, yeah, and some cauliflower. So look at that, guys. It is so simple. This timetable has very healthy foods, yeah, for the baby, very nutritious. They're going to love it. So if it's possible, avoid any carbohydrates or all. And if while preparing this you realize you can also steam them, then puree them. And if you really should cook with oil, add some olive oil, add some avocado oil, add some which oils again are healthy, those healthy oils alone. Don't add the normal oil to your baby's food. Yeah, I hope I've taught you something. Yeah, this is one healthy timetable that is really going to benefit your baby at the end of the day, and it's going to save you lots of problems, lots of visit to the hospital. Yeah, So yeah, I'm glad I did it with you finally, because I've just been cooking anyhow and guessing. Yeah, let's now go and discuss problems that you might want to not do ever. While preparing this food, there are also things like how you're going to prepare that food. Yeah, the best preferred method of preparing baby's food is always pureeing it or steaming it, but some people boil it. I will say that boil only if you can't steam at all, you don't have a steamer or anything. If you can't steam, don't boil, because at some point when you overboil the food, you remove all the nutrients for the baby that are going to be essential. So if you can steam, don't boil, but pureeing always works, because at the end of the day, even after steaming, at some point you end up pureeing. But for pureeing, mostly for the fruits and all, also make sure you don't give that baby cold food. Even if you've puree, just warm it a little bit, so that before you give the baby, just warm it a little bit. But if you're going to boil, just make sure you don't overboil it. That's just the thing. Just make sure you cook and don't overboil it. Yeah. Now that you've made that food table, let's now discuss about mistakes that most of parents make, especially first time parents. Yeah. One, starting the baby off with carbohydrate immediately when they start weaning. Carbohydrates are good, but trust me, carbohydrates are so bad. You really don't need a big chunk of carbohydrate. I wish I knew this earlier, cause I'd have solved a lot of things with my firstborn, yeah. But with the secondborn, I'm being very crucial and very strict with so many things, especially carbohydrate. So if you really have to give your baby carbohydrate, make sure it's a very small portion, like a very small portion, because they just need healthy vegetables, healthy fats. That's it for the baby, and fruits, and that's it. That's going to work. But this urge of wanting to give your baby carbohydrates really doesn't work. It is going to destroy the baby's immune system, the baby's gut system. Yeah, don't start your baby off with carbohydrates. This behavior of starting off with bananas, potatoes, I don't know what, stop. Just also porridge. Yeah, also you have to notice that carbohydrates really lead to constipation. Most of the baby taking carbohydrates always have constipation. I don't know if you've ever noticed that. If you can just try and watch. If your baby consume carbohydrates, they're going to have constipation problems. Just if you have a baby, just watch. Even if they take water and all, they're going to have a constipation problem. That is because carbohydrate has a lot of elements that are not really healthy for the baby and the body and their system. So avoid carbohydrates, avoid those porridge, avoid that potato, banana and all. You just mix them up. Yeah. You never realize when you're doing it. Yeah, you cook potato, you add in banana, you add in carrots, spinach and all, and then mix, and it's really not good for the baby. That's just a bunch of a lot. That's so. If I should mention, yeah, if I should mention some of these carbohydrates when you give them, especially to male kids, it always translates their hormone from testosterone to estrogen. If you should know. Yeah, that's when by the time they're getting to a certain age, you realize some different behaviors, you realize some different health problems. This because you gave them lots of carbohydrates which are not healthy for their body. Yeah, so watch on that. Also, you can do more research on what I've just said. So yeah, just go and find out for yourself. Just read more on carbohydrates effect on boys body, and you're going to learn a lot. That's an homework for you, by the way. Another mistake that most parents make is always adding salt to the food. Salt really destroys the baby's liver. Again, I've told you, baby is developing, the system is developing, organs are developing. Once you start your baby off on salt, it's going to destroy that liver, because it's very young, it's trying to adapt. So don't add salt in their food. Just let them have it as it is. Or if you really have to, okay, you really don't have to, don't add salt on that food. Also, don't add honey. Don't add any sweetener to that yogurt, to that puree, to that. Don't add any sugar. Honey is not so good. Just don't add any sweetener. The food, everything that I have to eat, as good as it is. Another mistake that we always do is when you're feeding the baby starts touching the food, and now you want to remove the fans of the food. No, they should actually try to feed themselves. At this particular point, I know your baby's hands are always on things, and then the things always end up in the mouth. Let them try to feed themselves. Let them start developing that behavior on urge on trying to know how it's done. Just make sure it's not hot so that they don't end up burnt. Let them enjoy the food, let them play with the food, let them interact with food. You want them to regain their hands energy and all. Just let them play with that food. Another mistake that most parents also do is buying the foods from supermarket and feed the baby. Let me tell you guys, this food sold in the supermarket, they have a lot of things that you can't even imagine that you're feeding your baby with. Okay, I'm not against that. If you really should make cereals for your baby, I prefer you make them at home. Therefore, you can control everything, and also you know everything that's in that cereal. But buying these things in the supermarket, these people are out here to make money. These people are out here to just do business, and you're here worried mom wanting to just fit in and do all that. No, stop feeding these kids with these supermarket things. If you really need to feed them with anything, just make sure or try and make it yourself at home. Therefore, you can control everything, and it's just going to work out. Just do it the organic way. Yeah, do it at home. If you can't do it at home, just leave it. Don't involve them with this supermarket stuff. Also, another thing that we always do as a mistake, especially first time mom, is feeding the baby regularly or oftenly. No, you really need to have a timetable time that tells you which time that you should feed your baby. For me, I always feed my baby twice at 6 months, always only twice a day. And with this twice a day, food is only one, fruit is one. So if in the morning, mostly in the morning, I just do a lot of breastfeeding, and then midday I do a puree of fruit, and then in the evening, that's when I try give them something like food or something, a puree of anything. So don't feed them oftenly. That way you don't allow the food to digest. So give them time for the food to process, to do its work, so that it can also help them. Either way, if you don't do that, you just realize that they'll vomit all of it most of the time because you've overfed them and it's just not there. So try and find out, don't overfeed them. Give them a little bit of food at a time. Yeah, if they refuse, just let them be. Yeah, give them time to relax and let the food digest. Just don't feed. And it also goes for breastfeeding. When the kids cry, you just breastfeed. No, it doesn't mean that when they cry they need to be breastfed. Yeah, just give them time. Sometimes even crying, they just want maybe to be carried or something. Just don't give them food as often as you think they want. Last but not least, one of the mistakes that we really do is listening to people. And I mean these people who are always like, try this, it is good for your baby, try this for you, it's good for your baby. Well, the things that I've just shared are the things that you actually should give your baby. But anyway, parenting is different. Parenting, everybody have their own parenting skills. And also consult your pediatrician. That's what I did before I even shared this. That's what I did with both my babies at some point. So, and it worked. So yeah, as much as I'm sharing, also consider asking a pediatrician. But I just shared what really does work and what is working for me right now, because if I don't do these videos, then I don't get to share my experiences. Therefore, I don't get to learn. So we share so that we learn more. So I'm expecting to hear from you and how you do it, how it's working for you. So leave a comment. Always subscribe kindly. Let's get to 1,000 subscribers. Please share this video with your friends, and I really do appreciate you stopping by. So I'll see you on the next one. Bye.